So we cast him to play Billy Preston. We also asked him to write the score. But in talking about how we were going to do it, we came up with this idea of, well, what if we just recorded it live on set? So we had relatively short days on this film. We would start at 8, and usually we were done by 5:36. And then it's a good time. So, I do short days, but John and his band, who were in the movie acting, would then get into their street clothes, come back to set, and everyone would hang. The whole cast would stay, the whole crew would stay, and from like 6 till 10, Nate the editor would come with a laptop, show John a scene or like a rough cut, and John would just turn to his band and go, you start on a G, go to an A flat, and then go to a B, and then you on the shaker, and what, and then he would just build these score as an improv, like in real time. And Steve Morrow, our production mixer, recorded it. He just did Maestro, he's done a bunch of music movies. And we recorded the whole score on set. And that all those improvised ideas became the heartbeat of the film, they became the clock, they became our nerves, and it's like, I can't imagine recording a score any other way now. It's like, recording the score on set is the coolest thing of all time.
It really felt like watching, did you guys see Get Back, the Beatles one with Peter Jackson?
Oh, yeah.
Right, so getting to watch them make Abbey Road and Let It Be, and you see their genius, and you're like, they're just making this shit up on the spot. It really felt like that.
Yeah.
It felt like you were watching a McCartney, a Lennon, a Mozart, someone just genius. And you really felt like spiritually connected to that moment of like, oh, this is a genius and that word is overused, but not in that context.
Yeah.
I remember they were like taking a break from playing, and like all the actors were on the floor, and you know, we were just fucking around, and I'm like turning to some of the actors to entertain myself and them, and I'm just like you know, and then I do that for way longer than just I did there. And then the whole room like goes quiet, and then everyone's looking at me, and I'm thinking that was inappropriate. And then I just see John Batiste, like he's so tall, like his head is way at the other end of the room, and he's like, his head is just above everyone else's, and he's like, yeah, I like that sound. Gabriel, get up here. And I was like, okay. And he's like, now play that again. But I want one note, one singular note. And then he turns to his like Louisiana jazz horn players, and he's like, now play behind him. And then he's like, all right, start. And I'm just like, and then the whole band is playing behind me, and I just felt like enlightened. I was like, okay, and I finish, and people are clapping, and I walk up to Jason, and I'm like, we gotta renegotiate my contract. I'm in the score, man.
So when I was watching the film, and watching it go on real time, you see the clock advance from minute to minute, during each break, and you're getting to the moment of truth. And I started thinking, oh my God, this movie has to end in a certain way. We all know that the movie's going to, as you get to the end, you go, I know how this is going to end. So the question is, what was it like for all of you that moment when Corey Michael Smith says those words?
Okay. I can't speak to this because I feel like I was the only one who wasn't there when he said those words.
I wasn't there. I was fired. I was in Long Island. Yeah.
Oh, darn.
You're standing next to the camera, I thought.
I was for every edging that happened, for every single time that he got to almost saying it, and then you called cut, and we all went, God damn it! Every time, and then when he actually said the words, I don't know where It was too
To
powerful.
build of anticipation.
Yeah. So what was it like?
Tell us, please.
You really wanna know?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Corey we would do the whole Wolverine sketch. Corey would walk out, go like this, look up, cut! We do the whole Wolverine sketch. We'd do that, I think probably like 5, 6, maybe like 7 times. And then everyone's like, cut, fuck! And that went on for like half a day. And then finally, when it was just right.
I just waited for Kim to leave.
And then just as it was just perfect, you didn't call cut, so Corey said it, and we had the whole audience, we had the background, we had all the actors who had been there for months. We finally got to hear it. We went nuts. We were cheering, we were going apeshit. It was awesome. It was the perfect energy, and we all looked at each other and we were like, that's our movie.
Yeah.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was great, yeah. You should have been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that I need to make a movie when I know the ending. And I think it's really easy coming up with the beginning of a movie. I think all of us in this room have written the first 10, 15 pages of something. Right? I mean, I don't know how many times I've done that. You get excited, you write 10, 15 pages, and then you're like, it just sits in a drawer. But when you have an ending, then you got something. And when I knew what was going to happen to Clooney when he arrived at Vera Farmiga's door and Up in the Air, I knew I was making that movie. And that was it. And at that point, it's like, everything could change, but that's where we're going. And what was thrilling about this idea was, original idea was just the 90 minutes leading up to the first time anyone ever said, live from New York on Saturday night. It was so simple, but I knew that was going to obviously be the ending of the movie. And it's kind of fun, right? Because the end of the movie is the beginning. We end with the beginning. And this movie was shot consecutively, right? We're doing the whole thing in order. And just as when you're watching an episode of SNL, you're watching that opening sketch going, who's gonna say it? When's it gonna happen? And the build within the cast and the crew towards Corey finally saying that, it's like, we all wanted to do a great job on this movie. Everyone always does, but I'm telling you, it felt like we were all holding hands and holding each other up. Because of the length of these shots and the complexity of them, there's this feeling of, we're all doing this actually together, and we'll breathe when it's done. And when he said it, for the first time, I think we all exhaled.
Did they do a great job, ladies and gentlemen?